So as you can see here, we do have on this side here. So I'll be checking on these commands here. We have this, and once you see, once I just hover my mouse there, you can see it's telling me, it's suggesting what does that do. So like for instance here it says select item. So if you want to select something, you just click on this and then highlight, you just hover or just click on it. You have to take this tool. So this tool itself, you'll see it in action mostly. So what's used, it's used to highlight a net name. Say you have like a net name called VCC and it's interconnected all through the board. So once you hit this and you highlight, it will show you everything. It will show you how the nets are connected, and it will actually highlight the board. Maybe let me show that so that at least you can see. So because I don't have like an active project here, so let me just open an active project and highlight these tools so that at least you can see them being executed and how they're going to be. Let me just open one of the projects here that we've been working on lately. So like this, when I was talking about this is, say you want to select something like this, so you just have to click this and just click anything, the components like these capacitors. But now let's say we were talking about this highlight net. So if I hit this tool and just come and click on any net name like this one, which is called Pack Plus. If I click on this, you see the pink now being highlighted everywhere. And what does this mean? This means that all these nets, they are connected, that everything here that's highlighted, they are connected. So you'll use this tool. This tool is very reliable, say, when you want to make sure that the net names that you connected, they are really connected. Because at times you don't want to run wires everywhere, and that's why we use net names, and that's a tool that we are going to come into here later. Say something like here we have, say like this 5 volts. If I highlight that, anything that has 5 volts, you see it's highlighted. So you can easily identify every other part of your board or of your schematic that's highlighted. And of course, it applies even for multi-sheet. This board was a multi-sheet board. So if I come here and go to the other sheet here, audio, since we don't have any 5 volts here, if we go to audio processing, if we have 5 volts here, you see it's also highlighted, because it says that even on several sheets that we do have here on this board, 5 volts, it springs across board. So that's the use of this. So we do have this other element here. It's used to place symbols, and symbols are things like, those are the fundamental components that we did talk about. So if you want to place a component, you just hit on this. Then when you come here, just hit on this. You just click inside anywhere, and it will fire up all the components that you have. Then you can select something, say like a resistor. You just write it by the name. Just say resistor. And here you can select any resistor that you want. And just once you select one that you wish, you just hit on OK, and you will have your resistor with you on your mouse. So I've not done anything on the mouse. I'm just hovering. Yeah. So, and that's how you place, and that's the function of this. So this is the power plane. This one shows, these are PowerPoint. So if you click this, you can now place and come and hit here. It will give you all the powers that are available. Say you need just to check on power. Say we are talking about ground, 5V, 3.3 volts, VCC, VDD, and everything, ground reference, ADC. So all these here, say you want to, you can be using this tool. Of course, we have shortcuts on how to deal with this, but what I'm doing here, I just want to highlight the commands so that at least you are aware of what each does. So say if we wanted something like ground here, so I'm going to hit ground. And again, you see this window here, it will always show you like how does that symbol look like before even you place it. Because like for instance, ground and earth are different. So ground, and now you just place it. You place it where you want, because I'm just now moving my mouse, and I can, if I want to place it, then I just hit on, I just left click and it's placed. So say you want now to connect this one to this one. So we have the next command, which is the wire here. So you can just hit on wire. Then you just, when you click on these nodes here, you just connect. Click, you left click, 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 and you can place your wires as you want. And this is the electrical wiring itself. This is a bus. So this one is used for bus, and I'll highlight all this when we have multi-sheets and when we have a lot of signals that are related. This bus here, this one also talks about the bus, and this one bus entry. So we'll be dealing with these buses later. So for now, they are not very probably you might not even be using them anytime sooner, but they are very good when you want to group your signals. So this one here is called the no connect. So it's used to show that a certain pin in your schematic is not connected, and I'll showcase like how we've used it here in this design. You see, like here we have SQW. We've used this command here, so just pick it and place. So that we've placed it here. So if you want to delete, the delete icon is just down here. Just grab delete and you delete it here. Also, we can just delete again here. And once you go to delete, it will ask you, what do you want to delete? And I'll say the no connect symbol. I can also grab it once again here and just place it there. Of course, we do have shortcuts like I was talking about, and we'll be dealing with all those hotkeys. For instance, for this one, it's Q. So if I place here and just hit Q, it will just put it there. So Q places, if I just do this, hover and then hit Q on my keyboard, it will just place many of them where I just place it. For the wire here, it's just W. If you hit W, it will just give you the wire. If you want to place the component here, the hotkey is A. If I come here and hit A for Apple or Alpha, to just load all the components. This is the junction. If you want to place a junction, say in between some connection, so that you can also maybe draw a wire from there, you can use this. Just place it there, or maybe use J in your keyboard. If I hit J now, and then I can then hit W to draw a wire from that junction. So this is the junction here. This is the net names. So we use this to place net labels, and net labels are things like this. You see, like here I have SEL, SDA. So we do use this. Say we don't want to draw like wires so that they run all through in our design, because it will make our design not so neat. So to avoid all these wires, say that we have parts that are scattered in our design. So what we do use net names. And to check that you've connected this, so you just hit on this, you see they are connected. For instance, I can just delete this for now and show you how we place them. And again, also to remove this, say you don't want to see this pink again here, what you do is that just select this tool again, just select it again and come just press anywhere outside. So to get this net name, just click on this and come here, and then just once you click where you want to place it, just write the name itself. Like here we want SDA, and I'll have the name, and then my mouse, I can just place it here at the end. Then once I check here, you see they are connected now. I have SDA and SDA, it's also connected. So that's the function of the net name. And one thing to know about net names, they are only connected within a sheet. So we'll be dealing this when we are talking about multi-sheet. It's only available within that particular sheet. And that takes us to global labels. So, and when do we use global labels? Global labels are similar to nets, but now they are available everywhere within the sheets, and they're actually represented differently, say physically. So let's say we want to place a global label, but now for SDA, we just hit on this. You see it's highlighted green. So once we click on this, now we can write the name here. So I will say here SDA. And please note that they are case sensitive, so you must have the specific name. So SDA, and just place it here. And you see it looks different graphically. So say I deleted that one and placed this. So to move this from here to here, I'm just hitting M on my mouse, or I can use this like we were saying, then I can then grab it here. Now what I'm doing, I'm using M. So just hit M at where you want. You can see my bigger crosshair here. So also maybe I can tell you how I got this, because I know you can see yours is small. It's not like this big one here like I'm having. So what you do, just go to view here and enable full crosshair here, full window crosshair, and then you will get the bigger one like this one. Maybe if you want a smaller one, you can just disable that and you have something like this, like I'm having here. So just hit here and hit M and then move it. So I'm hitting M for move, and can I place it there? So to place it, I just left click. So I'll go back to my full crosshair. I just love it, the way being full. And so this makes it for the global label, and this is a global label which is here. So these are hierarchical labels, and they are available within different sheets. For example, I've used one here. We'll be diving deeper into this when we are dealing with multiple sheets and how we can interconnect them, and even when we go to at like the root level, how we are getting these sheets connected with these hierarchical labels, and how we can use them to interconnect different sheets, and yet they are not connected like physically, but we just do this using the hierarchical labels. We be dealing with the hierarchical labels, this one here, and also this one, the three of them here. Of course, we have all of them, you see, from this one, this one, this one, and this one. So we'll be dealing and showing you how they are going to be used. And that we'll be dealing this when we are talking about multi-sheets and stuff. We have this graphical drawing here, and this tool is used to organize. You see the way I've organized my schematic here. We have these lines, so you just hit on this. It's just for graphical reasons. You just draw like maybe a triangle or any shape. Maybe you want to demarcate your design within certain boundaries, something like this. So that's how we use this particular tool here. Say you want to like make some short notes, because these notes are very useful, very helpful to designers who are coming now to see your board, and maybe they want to follow. For instance, here you see we've made some few notes here. We are saying that note that this connector here is used as the programmer or the flash. It's used to burn bootloader and program the MCU. So how we make such notes, you just click on this T here, it's text, you place text. Once you select that, hit on anywhere you want to write, and you can say this is first demo, and then you can place it wherever you want. Say you want to edit the size of this. So when you are placing this and you are writing first demo here, you can change the size here. You see it's 1.27. Like for instance, now I can go with 1 and I can place it there. Maybe you also want to change the size. You want to change the size like italic, bold. So you can select here in terms of style. You can select all the styles here. You can put it as italic and I can have it there. I can also have one which is bold. I just select bold here and this. So those are all the ways that you can interact with the text. And say you have already placed this and you want to change. Maybe you are not happy with the bold one and you want it to be bold italic. So what you do, you just hover here and hit on E on your keyboard, which is edit. Hit E and this will pop up, and then I'll just change this to whatever I want. Say like bold italic, and I can make it 2.5. So it becomes bigger and italic. So that's how again you can change an already placed text. So this one here, the camera like looks like a camera. It's called add bitmap image. We use this to do like a screenshot. So when I hit this, I can again just group it. It will take the screenshot of this particular layout itself, or that particular page. And of course, this is delete. We do have other commands here at the top. Well, some of them are very, very, very easy, and probably you will mostly not be using like some of them. They look just like softwares like you've used, say like this, just to zoom in, zooming out. This one you can concentrate on a certain area, you can zoom out. This one you can pan in, say you want to go to a specific area. This one is used to show, like, say you have several sheets in your design, like this particular design I'm showcasing here. So it was a very good design for it to be used for learning purposes, because so you can see once you hit this, you can see all the designs that you have and you can select. And once you are in another sheet, you can go back to your homepage using this. You can leave this sheet and to take you to homepage. But yet still, if you are in another page, you can also go to another page here. And so when you are naming your sheets, it's always very good to keep them with descriptive names so that you can easily know where you are going and it's not difficult for you. Like now, say you want to go to audio processor, you just select here and click, and it will take you to that particular sheet itself. So this one is now used when you want, say, to create and edit other symbols, but I'll also show you how we do this when we are going to be dealing with our own libraries, creating custom libraries, and how we can do that. Also the same for this when we are dealing with our libraries, same with footprints, annotation here. We'll be dealing with how to annotate our schematics. What do we mean annotation? Annotation is like naming all these, say from C1, C2, R15, C20, C81, R27, R24. So how do we name those? How do we interact with this bomb tool? And how do we click on it? How do we generate bombs from our schematic? So again, this is the bomb tool here. Maybe one last thing to highlight in terms of commands for now for this particular design is the symbol here for those of us, and I mean we mostly go with the the metric system. So we'll use, if you want to change your unit of measurement here, like you can see it's highlighted to green. So here this is millimeters. If you change here, it will go to inches. And if you want to show like the grid system, you can click on this. And if you want it to be a plain page, you just leave it there. I'll go with millimeters here. So for this one is when you draw your wires here, you realize that they are curved at 90 degrees. I know you may mess up your KiCad one day and you click on this command here accidentally, and then you wonder what's happening. So this particular tool is for that work. So when it's that way, I can't now draw like wires at 90 freely. So I'll have to make sure I'm putting at 90, and so I can draw like weird angles, say of the wire. Say like you want to connect something and probably you want to draw some weird connection like that one. So it's only possible when you disable this one here. But of course, I want to go with 90 degrees here. And of course, you'll want to use this mostly when we are interacting with this bus tool, because say like all these these are connected here, and maybe you want to like do some drawing here, say of some bus, and you want to indicate that all these are connected somewhere. So this one of the application where we use this. And probably you also draw this, and then you'll take it to some other design, some other connection here. So this is one of the practical applications, say even of the buses, and I said I'll highlight this later because I don't want to get complex here. This is an introductory course for today. So what I'll do, I'll go back to our initial project. So if you have projects that are already been open, so ideally what you do in KiCad always, just go to file and open recent. So it was our first KiCad project. I'll just open it up here.